Hi, and welcome to week 3 of the Heal and Strengthen Your Core Postpartum Program. If you haven't already, do your pelvic floor exercises first, and then come back to this video with me so that we can have a little bit of an engagement before we start these more progressive exercises. And then when you're ready, let's come down onto your backs. We start in the same way that we have been for the last couple of weeks. Neutral spine here, hips still in all of these things that we do. So we want to make sure that the core is really doing the work, that we are not depending on the weight of the body, right, to bring the limbs in again. So starting with our knee drops that we did last week. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the lower belly up and in, and then close the ribs. So we want to make this part here at the front hugged inwards, if that makes sense. And then there is no movement in the hips as you gently drop one knee out to the side. Stop where your mobility doesn't let you go any further, or your strength, and then use your core to bring the knee back in. And then the other side. And up. And you can, if you put your hands on your waist here, fingertips resting over the ribs, you can feel the engagement that the core has to do when the knee comes back up. And it's usually across onto the other side of the torso. And drop. So just continue with these knee drops. We have 5 more. And dropping. And 4. So really slow, gooey motions here. Getting that mind to muscle connection. Working those innermost layers. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Down and up and down and up. Oh, I'm struggling talking and doing that at the same time. Okay, leg lift or foot lifts is next. So a very modified version of a tabletop toe tap, which we will get to. We are only going to lift one foot off the floor at one time. Now, I can easily do this using the weight of my knees falling in and my hip flexors. I don't really have to engage my core, right? But we are. This is really hard once you start to focus on releasing in the hip flexors and engaging the core. So find the lift of the pelvic floor, find the lift of the belly button, and then we are gonna just gently lift one foot off the floor, no movement in the hips, and then gently put it down. And then the other side, lift it up and gently down. And first leg up and down. So just a tiny lift off the floor. The further in you bring your knee to your torso, the less engagement you need in your core. So we want the knee to almost go straight up to the ceiling instead of in close to your body. And down. And this is 4, so after these ones we are halfway. We're going to do 8 on each side. And 5. knee up to the ceiling, not in towards your body. And 6. And 7. Last one, 8. And relax. Shake your legs off, maybe let the knees drop from side to side, or maybe give yourself a hug, pushing the lower back into the floor. And then make your way up to your hands and knees, easiest way possible for you. Moving into those oblique exercises we did last week. Stretch one leg behind you, closing and engaging the front body, ribs, lift the belly button, lift the pelvic floor, and then there's a slight push of the floor here, so we're engaging our chest slightly as well. And then start to hover the right leg behind you. Look towards the right as that knee comes out and tries to touch the tricep of your right arm, and then extend it back as you extend the top of your head forwards again. And bring it in. And out. And in. Really try to lift the knee up out to the side as you bring that leg forward and back. And 4. Halfway. 5. Touch. 6. 7. And stretch. Last one. 8. And stretch. And put it down. Shake it off. We move straight to the other side. Engaging the front body, little push of the floor, hover the left leg, bring it out to the side, look at the knee, touch the arm if you can, stretch it back. And again, touch, and back. 3. And really find the contraction in the side body here. We're halfway. 5. And 6. 2 more. 7. Last one. 8. Touch. And stretch it back. And release. Maybe come down. Give your glutes a little bit of a stretch. It's a bit of glute workout as well. From here, we're moving into a modified side plank. So come just first to lay on your side. Bring one elbow underneath the shoulder, right underneath the shoulder. Knees together, pike the hips here. Okay, so the knees are coming forward, making that triangle with the hips and the feet. Make sure that the elbow is stacked under the shoulder, so it's not too far away from you here. Left hand on the hips. And then we're just going to lift the hips off the floor and hold here. Make sure that the hips, because we start with them so far back, you can push them forward slightly, but still keeping the front body closed in and engaged. Maybe the left arm wants to reach up to the sky. And we're just going to hold here. Let's count down from 10, 9, 8, 7. Really lift the waist from the floor. Come on, a little bit more of a push from that arm. Lift the hips a bit higher. We are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. down slowly. And move on to the other side. Stacking the elbow, bending the knees. So when we push the hips up here, we are going to squeeze or slightly engage, I should say, the glutes to bring the hips forward, but be wary of bending backwards. So the ribs are still closing in towards each other. The lower belly is still hugging in towards the spine, and the pelvic floor is lifting up towards the belly button. Okay, so we have all of that engagement happening at the front here. Let's go, other side. Hip up, engagement of the glutes to hinge the hips forward without coming into a back bend. And then really lift the waistline away from the floor. And we are here. Let's count down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Maybe you want to reach the top arm up. 5. Lift the waist higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release down. Come over to your belly. Variation of our cobra push-ups. We're going to fly or hover, I should say, a little bit. So same setup here. Elbows in, shoulders back and down, neck long. This time, come up into your cobra. Hover the hands. This is a reality check here. If you have been using your hands too much and you then hover your hands and you fall down, okay? So you only want to come up to where your back strength and flexibility can hold you. Hover the hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then come down. And come up again. Hover the hands. Hold. Hug the shoulder blades. And down. And lift. Hover. And down. And again. Lift and hover. See if your shoulders now are up to the ears. Back and down. Elbows in. And down. And up. Hover. And down. And up. And hover. And down. This is 2 last ones. Can you come maybe a little bit higher than you did before? Hover. And down. Last one here. Lifting up. Hovering. And down. Push the hips to your heels. Find your closed knee. Child's pose. Drop the head forward and the arms back. Let the shoulders roll forward. And when you're ready, rolling up slowly, one vertebra at a time to sit up tall. Thank you so much for practicing with me once again. And I'm very grateful to have you here with me. As always, any questions, suggestions, or anything you would like to see more of, contact me. I would love to follow you up and hope that you're feeling a little bit stronger than what you did when we started. And we still got lots of weeks to come. So stay with me and thank you for being here. See you in my next video.